Zoe TV.
Zoe lived in a busy town. Tall buildings touched the sky, and cars hummed like busy bees. His days were full of happy sounds, kids playing hopscotch, the ice cream truck's sweet song, and music from open windows. Zoe loved his town very much. But there was one place he always stayed away from, the quiet library. To Zoe, the library felt like a big, silent maze. It was full of old, still things that weren't fun at all compared to the noisy, exciting world outside. He just couldn't understand why anyone would want to spend time there. Books are just paper, Zoe would tell his best friend, Leo. He'd shrug his shoulders and wrinkle his nose, like something smelled bad. They don't move, they don't sing, they don't even have buttons to push or screens that light up. How can they be fun? I'd rather be outside, exploring real places. I want to climb the tallest trees, feel the sun on my face, and do exciting things that make my heart beat fast. He dreamed of big adventures in the park. He would run fast, climb the strong old oak tree, and feel the wind in his hair as he swung high. He imagined himself as a brave explorer going to new lands. Just sitting still with a book seemed boring and a waste of his fun, adventurous time. Leo loved to read. He often carried a book with him, like a good friend. He would just smile kindly at Zoe. "You haven't found the right book yet, Zoe," he'd say. His voice was calm and gentle, like a quiet stream. Books aren't just paper. They're like secret gardens, waiting for you to explore them. Each book has its own special paths and hidden wonders, like secret flowers and waterfalls. You just need to take time to step inside and walk through its pages. But Zoe had lots of energy and loved to do things. He still wasn't sure about books. Running and playing outside always seemed more fun than reading. One very hot summer afternoon, the sun was super bright in the sky. It made the playground shimmer like a dream and the metal slides too hot to touch. The park benches felt like hot cooking pans. Even the ice cream truck seemed to move slowly, its song a tired whisper. Zoe felt restless and a little grumpy because of the heat. He found himself walking down a shady street, away from the usual busy roads. His path led him past the town library, a building he usually walked by very fast. But today, the cool, fresh air coming from its slightly open doors was like a sudden, magic invitation. It was a soft sigh of relief from the hot weather. The promise of coolness was too good to say no to. Without really thinking, just wanting to be cool, he stepped inside. The library was a quiet, cool place. It was very different from the hot, noisy world outside. It smelled nice and comforting, like old paper and clean wood. You could hear soft, respectful whispers from people reading. Rows and rows of books stood tall, reaching up to the high ceilings. They looked like quiet guards, their colorful spines like a rainbow, each one hinting at a story inside. Zoe felt a little lost, like a tiny dot in this huge, quiet ocean of stories. So many books. Where would he even start in this tall, quiet place? It felt like a giant puzzle with no clear beginning. He felt a little nervous, but also a tiny spark of something new, curiosity. A kind librarian saw Zoe looking confused. She was a woman with glasses on her nose, like a wise owl, and a smile as warm and comforting as a fresh cookie.
"Looking for something special, dear?"
she asked. Zoe mumbled, his voice so quiet it was hard to hear. I don't really like books. They're boring. I just came in to cool down. He thought she would look sad or tell him off, but she didn't. The librarian's smile didn't go away. In fact, it seemed to get bigger, reaching her kind eyes. "Ah, but maybe you haven't met the right kind of book yet," she said. Her eyes twinkled with a knowing, playful light. "Books aren't just paper, Zoe. They're like seeds. Each one can grow a whole new world inside your mind, a world you can explore with your imagination, far beyond these walls." She led Zoe deeper into the children's part of the library. It felt cozy and inviting, with soft, colorful beanbags around a low, friendly table. "Why don't you try this one?" she suggested. He finally reached out and took the book. Its pages felt light and smooth in his hands, very delicate. He sat down in a soft beanbag. The first page showed a curious little girl with bright, eager eyes. She was carefully packing a tiny, old suitcase, her face bright with excitement. As Zoe read the words, something amazing and new started to happen. He had never felt anything like it before. He wasn't just seeing the black words on the white page, he was feeling them. He felt the little girl's excitement as she got ready for her big trip. He could almost taste the sweet, fresh air that would soon be around the balloon house as it lifted off the ground. A feeling of adventure filled his own chest, a warm feeling spreading through him. With each turn of the page, Zoe felt himself floating higher and higher. The world he knew shrank below, becoming a tiny picture of small houses and winding roads, like a toy set. He met talking animals in a fun cloud kingdom. Their voices sounded like tiny bells, and they shared secrets and laughed. He helped a lost star find its way back to its group of stars, guiding it with soft, encouraging whispers. He felt important doing this job. He even found himself dancing with playful moonbeams, spinning and laughing in the silvery light of the night sky. He felt super light and free. The book wasn't just telling him a story, it was inviting him to live it. He became a part of its bright, imaginary world. His heart thumped with the excitement of adventure. His mind raced with endless ideas, and a wide, real smile spread across his face, a smile that reached his eyes and made them sparkle. Hours passed by like ice cream melting on a hot day. He didn't even notice the time. The library's soft hum and the gentle sound of pages turning were the only sounds he heard. They were a calm background to his amazing trip. When the librarian gently tapped his shoulder, her voice like a soft bell, telling him it was almost closing time, Zoe blinked. He was surprised, like waking up from a wonderful dream. He hadn't even noticed the sun setting. Outside, the sky was painted in bright orange, soft pink, and deep purple colors. "Well?" the librarian asked. Her eyes twinkled with a knowing warmth, a quiet question in her gaze. "Did you find what you were looking for, Zoe?" Zoe hugged the book tightly to his chest. It was a special treasure he never wanted to let go of. "It wasn't boring at all," he shouted, his voice full of wonder and huge excitement. "It was amazing. I flew in a balloon house. I helped a lost star. I danced with moonbeams. It was like a real adventure, but even better because it all happened right here." The librarian chuckled. It was a soft, musical sound that filled the quiet room. "That's the magic of story seeds, Zoe. Once you plant them in your mind, they grow into incredible adventures that can take you anywhere, even without leaving your beanbag. And the best part is, these adventures are yours to keep, to visit again, and to help you grow." From that day on, Zoe went to the library every day. It became a special and exciting part of his routine. He no longer saw it as a silent, scary maze. Now, it was a bright, endless garden. Each aisle was a new path to explore, each shelf a row of blooming ideas. He found out that books really were like seeds. Each one had a different kind of magic, a special world waiting to open up and show its wonders. There were books that taught him about the huge space, with planets spinning around and stars twinkling on the pages like far-off diamonds. They made him imagine himself among them. He learned about old civilizations, their grand pyramids and fancy temples rising from the dust of history. They were full of secrets and stories of kings and queens from long ago. He read about brave inventors who changed the world with their smart ideas, from the simple wheel to the complex computer. And he read about fearless explorers who traveled to the very ends of the earth, finding new lands, cultures, and animals. His curiosity, which was once sleeping, now bloomed with every page he turned. He found books that taught him how to build a simple robot from old materials. Its tiny gears whirred as it moved, showing his new skills in building. He learned how to draw amazing creatures with just a few lines, making dragons and unicorns come alive on paper. Their scales seemed to shine, their horns gleamed. He even found books that taught him how to tell funny jokes that made everyone around him laugh out loud, making their days brighter. Books became his helpful guides, his patient teachers, his loyal friends, and his very best companions. They were always ready to offer a new way of thinking, a comforting feeling, or an exciting escape. Zoe learned that books weren't just for fun or for escaping to other worlds. They were strong tools that helped him understand himself and the complex world around him much more clearly. They taught him courage, showing him how characters faced their fears and got past very hard problems. This inspired him to be brave in his own challenges, big or small. They taught him empathy, letting him feel what others felt, to understand their joys and sorrows, and to see things from their different points of view. This made him a kinder friend. They made him curious, making him ask deeper questions about everything he saw, and always look for answers. This turned him into someone who loved to learn his whole life. Books became a rich source of wisdom, understanding, and endless inspiration. One evening, Zoe was sitting under a cozy lamp, the soft light shining on the pages of his newest adventure, an exciting story about a young inventor building a flying machine. Leo came over to visit. He found Zoe completely lost in the book. Zoe had a happy smile on his face. Sometimes his forehead was wrinkled in deep thought, then it would relax in delight. Still reading those boring books, Zoe? Zoe looked up. A bright smile was on his face. His eyes shone with a new light and a deep, quiet happiness. "They're not boring, Leo," he said. He held up the book he was reading. It was full of bright pictures of amazing creatures and magic lands, along with detailed drawings of inventions. "They're amazing. Every time I open a book, it's like planting a new story seed in my mind. It's a tiny spark that grows into something grand, something beautiful and special. And do you know the best part?" Leo leaned closer. He was truly curious, drawn in by Zoe's strong excitement and the big change he had seen in his friend. "What?" he asked, wanting to hear Zoe's wise words. "The more seeds I plant," Zoe said, his eyes shining with excitement and a deep feeling of wonder. His voice was strong and clear. "The bigger and more amazing my garden of adventures becomes." It's a garden that never stops growing. It's always full of new discoveries, bright colors, and exciting new paths to explore. It's a garden I carry with me wherever I go, and it makes every day an adventure. And Zoe knew for sure, with a feeling that warmed his heart and filled him with quiet joy, that his garden of story seeds would keep growing. It would bloom with endless possibilities, bright colors, and exciting new paths. All thanks to the quiet, deep magic hidden inside the pages of books. He understood now that the biggest adventures weren't always found outside, in loud, busy places. Often, they began with the simple, powerful act of opening a book and letting his imagination fly.